Hello everyone, I'm back with another video, and in today's video we have an HP laptop. This is an HP Pavilion Gaming Laptop. This one is exact model for this one is an HP Pavilion Gaming Laptop model 15-DK0007. And in this video I'm going to take you on a step-by-step how you can open it up and how you can add, remove and upgrade the storage in here. It's really simple and you can do it really under, I would say, 3 to 4, 5 minutes tops. I'm just going to explain everything here. This laptop do come with two storage, one mechanical drive, one solid state drive. The solid state drive is actually right over here. You see mechanical one and the solid state drive. The solid state drive is actually very small, 120 gig or 256 gig. You can remove that one, which is the Windows installed in there, and you can upgrade it to a 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte with no problem. I'll leave the link for a compatible storage and the one that I really recommend, and I'll go over it in a minute. And you can also remove the mechanical drive in here if you want to, and put a solid state drive up to 8 terabytes with no problem, and it will work perfectly fine. But if you want to keep your mechanical one, you can still keep it. Just remember, by removing the main storage, the SSD in here, you have to reinstall Windows freshly installed from the USB drive. I made a really short video how to create your Windows 11 USB boot drive. Follow that link, and in that video how to create it. Once you create it and you put the new SSD in here, plug in the USB, and it's going to boot up to the USB. Follow a few instructions, steps on a Windows installation, just really simple, and you'll be inside the Windows, and you're going to do a few Windows updates on all the drivers. Everything will be installed with no problem. It will take literally 10 to 15 minutes to install the Windows. Also, you can follow any of my Windows installation guide on any HP laptop, so you get the proper way of installing Windows without having those extra bloatware like Candy Crush, McAfee antivirus, promotional stuff like that. I'll leave those links in the video description. In this video, we're just going to cover up how to add, remove, and upgrade the storage in here. Right. I'm going to go over the tools. Tool number one, a good place to work on. I'll be using one sheet of the workshop towel to not scratch the back cover. Power off the laptop, back up your files if you need to. All right. And we're going to flip it upside down. We're going to go over the tool. Main tool is an iFixit screwdriver set. I purchased myself this basic tool set. If you get the Pro set, they will include you with a tweezers, opening tools, and stuff like that. Or just get the simple basic tool set like this one. We're going to use a Phillips number 1. And for the opening tool, I'll be using a metallic guitar pick. These metallic guitar picks are really suitable to opening cases and covers. All right, with these two on hand, we're going to get it started. Down here, we're going to see a whole bunch of screws, 2 on each corner on the back, and 3 screws in the front end of the laptop. The front end of the laptop, the 3 screws are the short screws. So go ahead and remove them and keep them in a separate pile. And then we're going to remove the back end screws. This back end screws, these 4 of them, they're long screws, they're the same size and height. So go ahead and remove them. Also, if you guys like my videos, if you find my videos helpful and helping you guys out, you can support the channel by clicking that like and subscribe. I'll greatly appreciate it. All right, there we go. Now, to remove the bottom cover, we're going to use the opening tool. We're going to start from front end of the laptop right over here. And we're going to stick the opening tool about 1 or 2 millimeters inside the bottom cover and the palm rest. And we're going to twist it backward, and you're going to hear those click sounds. Those are the clips are getting loosened up. You're not breaking anything. Sometimes, depending when you're watching this video, if the laptop is really old, those tiny plastic clips, they do get dried out and they do break. That's fine. The main holding is done by the screws, so don't worry about those clips. Those tiny clips right over here, you see a few of them. Those are like for assembly line to put them together. So do this all around to the side, to the front. You don't need to do the back, but if you want to do by the grill right here, you can do it. But as long as you do the side, you can grab it from the side, wiggle it around while you're lifting up, down, wiggle, and it will snap the back end loose. All right. Down here, we can see the battery, the 2.5-inch mechanical drive, and the NVMe, which is right over here. This is actually NVMe, not a M.2 SATA. So you can put an up to 2 terabytes with no problem. I highly recommend the 990 Pro, which I have no idea where I left it. It should be somewhere over here. I don't have it. I don't know where I left it, but I have a 980 Pro here, up to 1 terabyte. You can put up to 2 terabyte. 990 Pro, which is really durable. But if you want to go a little economy and a little cheaper, you can go with a Kingston. My client is asking for 500 gig Kingston for the budget friendly. So we're gonna put that one in here. We're gonna remove this 128 gig, and you do not need to remove the mechanical drive. But if you want to upgrade, you can put a solid state drive up to 8 terabyte. Samsung makes an 8 terabyte solid state drive. If not, you can put another mechanical drive up to 2 terabyte. Because after 2 terabyte, the mechanical drives do get a little thicker and they do not fit in the housing. But the solid state drives, they are the same profile up to 8 terabyte. Right. Again, to remove the storage or RAM and stuff like that, you do not need to disconnect the battery. Absolutely not necessary. But if you think you're going to be flimsy and you're going to drop screws and stuff over the motherboard, sure, go ahead and disconnect the battery by pulling this cable toward this right side straight, and it will disconnect the battery. But if not, just plug it back in. Just make sure you go straight inside the jack and pinch it right in there. All right. So I'm going to bring my little plastic spatula, and we're going to work with this one. To remove the NVMe, there's only one screw holding it. So remove the screw at the back of the NVMe. This is the short screw. You want to grab this heatsink and lift it up. There's a thermal pad right over here. Then you want to grab this NVMe. You want to slide it in. Once you lift it up, it just comes up like this in 45-degree angle. And all you want to do, you want to grab it and slide it towards yourself in 45-degree angle, just like that. All right. Actually, this is an NVMe 128 gig. Normally, NVMe's do have only one notch. This one comes with two notches, but the new ones has only one notch on them. All right. So remove this one here and grab your new NVMe. In my case, it will be this one. It just went flying. All right. So you can see this one has only one notch on it, so that's fine. You want to grab it in 45-degree angle. You want to bring it inside the connector, and you want to push it down towards the screw. Make sure the screw hole is nicely aligned. And then you want to let go. It will come up again. Don't worry about it. Put this heatsink over. Make sure the heatsink screw right in here matches right in there. Hold it down and put the tiny screw right over. And there we have it. Once you're done with that, you can just trash and throw it out. If you want to remove the mechanical drive, it's really simple. You want to lift up this latch 90-degree upward, just like that. And then there's a little adhesive under this flex cable. Lift it up gently and slide this cable towards yourself, like this. Next, we need to remove the screw that holds the hard drive in place. There's four of them, 1, 2, 3, and the fourth one goes by the battery. It's holding one corner of the battery. So go ahead and remove 3 chrome screws. And 1 black screw right over here. And I would recommend you remove this other black screw too. So that way the battery can actually be halfway lifted up a little bit easier. So you grab the hard drive and slide it backward like this. All right, so this is a Toshiba 1 terabyte. You need this adapter. So lift up this adapter gently and don't grab it from the cable. Grab it from the adapter right here on the tip. And you want to pull it up like this, a little bit from that, a little bit from here, and it will remove it. Now, you do need this metal bracket to hold the new hard drive in place. The SSDs are the same connector, they have the same size, everything. So make sure whenever you remove this 4 screw, 2 screw from this side, 2 screw from here, remove the bracket and put it right in the same position that you put this new drive, new SSD. So don't put it the other way around. Otherwise, then you have to flip the caddy over and the screw holes for the caddy will not match. So put it in the same orientation. Remove the 2 screw in here, 2 from the other side. Put the other drive in there. Once you have it in there, just grab the adapter, put it over, bring the caddy right under the battery right there. There's a pinhole right in here. Align it right in there. And we'll put the 2 black screw right over. And then you want to put the chrome screws around the caddy. I always recommend if you want to reinstall the Windows, first disconnect this hard drive or SSD and install the Windows in here. Once the Windows is finished installed, power it off, and then come back and install the second storage in. Don't have the second storage connected while you're installing Windows in there, because with Windows 10, Windows 11, sometimes even if you install the Windows in here, it will depend on the secondary storage. No idea why it does a dependency type. So we recommend to disconnect it while you install the Windows and then come back and install the Windows. I don't know why this heatsink kind of lifts up. It shouldn't lift up like this, but it's popping up. Let me see. I'm going to remove it to make sure it's sitting there nicely and flush. Yeah, I guess it's just standing up. Maybe it's not holding it well, but that's fine. All right. So once we're done installing it, we can come back and connect this one in. I'm just going to plug in my USB Windows installation so you guys can see that it does show up and it works. Make sure that you plug in the cable here for the battery. If you have this connected while you power it on, don't panic. It might take up to 30 seconds for it to show something on the screen, and it will tell you Windows CMOS was reset to default. Press enter to reboot. Once you press enter, it will just reboot and will go to the Windows or to your USB boot drive. Just pinch the corner, make sure you those nice big click sounds. Put the longest screws at the back end and the short ones on the front end. I'm just going to put one on each corner, and then I'll come back and I'll put the rest of the screws. You don't have to put all the screws in because I still have to connect the other storage in there. I'm going to power on, and I'm going to grab my Windows installation. I'm going to plug it in here. I'm going to power on. It stays black for up to 30 seconds, and it's going to give me a text saying that CMOS was reset to default. So let's wait a few seconds. And then you want to press F9 to choose your boot drive. So once I see, let's wait for because right now it's doing a mem check because these laptops do not have a dedicated BIOS battery. So once you remove the main battery, the BIOS will reset to default. Press enter to reboot, enter, and then press F9 to choose your boot storage. Just tap on F9. F9. And from here, I'm going to choose my USB drive. And because I have my secure boot turned on, my USB is a kind of special. It's a Ventoy, so I have to go to the BIOS and disable the secure boot. You guys don't have to do this if you follow my videos for Windows installation, how to create your USB, because my USB is kind of special because I have few other images in there. I'm gonna go to the BIOS, or I guess it's powered off. So let's go to the BIOS. Let me see, secure boot. Secure boot is enabled. We're gonna disable, and we're gonna save and exit. And it's gonna give me a number to push just for the security. So it's gonna ask me to input a number somewhere over here. It says, please enter 1792, 1793, and press enter. And then I'm gonna tap on F9, USB, and it's gonna choose my USB and go through my USB. I'm gonna choose my Windows 11, enter, enter. Yours might be a little different because mine is kind of special. We do this all the time in the store. And it's gonna take you to the Windows installation steps. And if you follow the guide, you'll be there within 10 to 15 minutes. And with a few Windows updates, you're ready to go. So I'm just going to go to the step where it shows the storage. So let me just wait for it. It is in Spanish. The image, click next. The language, I'm clicking next. And it's going to look for the hard drive. And there we have disk 0, 500 gig, which is my NVMe. The other one is my WinToy, my USB, which is a 5262 gig, which has a 2 partition. And just click next on as disk 1 and it will install the Windows with no problem. And that should cover up today's video. If you guys have any question or requests, feel free to leave them in a video comment. I'll try to answer them as soon as I can. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.